Hi there, welcome back. In this lecture, we are going to learn about management groups. Management groups allows us to combine multiple subscriptions together in a group for the purpose of management like identity and access management, and also you can apply different policies and check the compliance levels. Now we can't consolidate billing operations with management groups, but they do allow us to group them in other ways so that we don't have to go through each individual subscription having to set identity and access management and policies and compliance policies or the permissions on the subscriptions basis. So instead, when we group it, you can set it at the top level or one level up. So we can apply into your groups and the way we want it, and we can think about the management groups, or you can think as one level above subscriptions. We have been talking about all these time the resources, and the resources above we have the resource groups, and then the above is the subscriptions. Now think that subscriptions above you have the management groups. So the subscriptions within a management group, it will inherit the access policies and other compliance factors which are applied at the management group level, and you can also nested the management groups, which you can have the complete nested group. So let me show you the structure. Think that the top level would be the root management. When you have to create the first one becomes as a root management. Of course you can change the name, and you yourself have to grant the permissions, and then later you can create your own management groups, and you can move any of the subscriptions into the management groups. Let's say if you see here under IT, you have the production and geo specific region 1 and the region 2 geographically. So within this region 1 you have enterprise subscription and one more enterprise subscription here, but GA2 also have EA1, EA and EA. So different subscriptions you have, so you can apply what kind of policies to be applied. For example, you can apply at the geo region 1, or you can apply the policies and secure them from the top level. So this is where easy management comes into for the managing and applying the compliance policies. So you no need to go and configure each subscription level the permissions. Instead you can actually apply at the nested level or the top level of the management. This makes our life easy to determine identity and access management to a group of subscriptions. Let's go through one by one points on management groups. So if you have multiple subscriptions, you may need a better way or more efficient way to manage access policies and compliance. Then the management groups will come into the picture, and if you are looking for a level above your subscriptions to manage and group them, that's called the management group, and that will be very much used in the governance conditions. That being said, the policies and compliance settings can be configured at the management group levels. All subscriptions within the management group automatically inherit the conditions that are applied at the top management groups, and management groups will give you the enterprise grade management at a larger scale, no matter what type of subscription is that. And all subscriptions within a single management group trust the same as Azure Active Directory tenant, so it becomes easy for us managing. And for example, you can apply policies to management groups that limits a creating of different virtual machines in a specific region only, and this policy would be applied to all the management groups and subscriptions and resources under the management group by allowing VMs to be created in a specific region, and each directory is given a single top level management group called root management, which I have already shown you. So the root management group is a built on a hierarchy that's called the management groups, and the subscriptions above on it. And the root management group will allow you for the global policies and RBAC assignment to be applied at the directory level. As we talked, this is management groups are fully tied with the tenant level as your AD tenant, so you can easily apply and configure RBAC assignment and their policies. So we talked about the first one is the root management group. You can create multiple management groups. Think that it's like a folder, and then you move your subscriptions to inside that management group. Later point you can apply the policies, and that's how it's going to work. Let's jump into the demonstration and see how this works. To work with the management groups, you need to just search for the management groups, and then you would be getting here this icon, little bit icon, management groups. Click on that. That would actually take it here. And the first one is you need to create your management group, add management group, and here you can give as the root management group. In my case, I can give here, you see here the name is coming up as a management group called child of the tenant root management group. So, and once I give here pay as you go, these are later point you cannot be updated if you see here, but the display name can be changed. So this is one level above what we talk, like root management below, whatever you want, you can create that specific. In this case, I'm just creating here as the pay as go model, because my all subscriptions are pay as you go. So I'll just give here as the same name. However, later point I cannot change this name because it's going to be unique, but you can change the display name. So let's say I can give here this also like display name uh, for my different credit card maybe, or different IT department. I can give as the display name something else, and I'm just creating a new one, so that would actually create in a minute. So the group got created, and you can see here it's successfully created, and it is also appearing here as the pay as you go model. But if you see the ID is different, this can't be changed as we talked, and the display name can be changed any point of time. And now if you want, you can have one more management group inside this, like this can be I can say that this is for my IT team, so I can give as IT team specific. So what happens is now the structure becomes as the under root you have, this is a root, and you got created somewhere here on the top um, as the pay-as-you-go model. Under that you have the ID now. So what would happen is you can move later point the required complete subscriptions and apply the policies. But the policy specific, I would like to go with another video, because I wanted to talk more on how the policy configurations and the compliances can be configured. But for now, this is more focused on just the management groups. So now we have an IT team also group has been created. That's good. So we did created here different management groups, but we didn't configure a root management group with the permissions. So as a first time, that's why here it's a small information is coming up. So you need to configure your user account. This is in my case PaddyMaddy in mylab.com user must be granted to access these management groups. That's a even for the global admin also, for the first time he has to do it, otherwise it doesn't work. So let's jump into that. I know how to configure that. So what I will be doing is here now, let's jump into we have already shown these all. Let's go to the home and Azure Active Directory and go to the properties of the your tenant, and just scroll down. You have that's your directory properties, and you see here PaddyMaddy or PaddyMaddy in mylab.com can manage access all Azure subscription and management groups in this directory. So here I need to click on yes and then save the changes. So now I will be getting myself as a policy, or the access will be granted for me. So now it's successful. Now if I go to the management groups, I will have the full control. Now I can move my subscriptions to any of the management group, or I can create any of the new management groups also. So that's where it's gonna become easy. So now let's go back to the again to the management groups here, and you have different subscriptions here. So let's take one of the subscription, in this case like IT team. under pay-as-you-go model. So here let me move one of the subscription here, so that it will be easily managed in the next demo which I'm going to perform for the policy management. So for that I'll just have to click on move and then select to which management group I need to do. So here IT team, and that gets moved, that's a pay-as-you-go subscription will be moved to IT team in a minute or so. So once that's done, it will disappear from here. As I said, it's not there, and it's moving subscription completely moved to that management group. So if I just go back to the pay as you go display, and under IT team, now I'm able to see pay as you go subscription. So from here I can manage my all billing, all that information. So that's normal. Now let's try to create one more management group and then move this secondary subscription. So to do that, what I'll be doing is I'll be under IT team, I will be creating a new management group called production here, and then I will move my secondary subscription also to this production management group. So that's what I'm going to do. It's going to validate and then create. So once it's created, yeah, it's created. Now I'll just go back to, I'll just clear all those notifications. Now right click there and move. So that would actually ask me to choose. So here you don't get as a nested information. Instead you would be getting here as the exact name of the management group. So you need to be very sure that what management group you have to select. So in my case, it's definitely a production subscription which we just created the management group, and click on save. So that's where it's gonna move and apply this subscription. And if you want to do it, this is where I clicked on it to the moving the subscription. So it might take a minute or so to move completely. So till that time I'll wait, and then you see here it's disappeared. That means it's almost moved. And if I just go to, yeah, it's moved subscription. Let's go to pay as you go IT team under the production subscription. This is where the secondary subscription came. So this is how it's going to work the entire management groups. I hope this demo will be useful for you. So let's come back to the presentation where we understood now about the management groups, where you can create nested groups, and top level to down level you can apply different policies. But we didn't talk about the policies how to apply, but we did move the different subscriptions to different management groups. That's good. But I wanted to talk here about some of the important facts about the management groups. The first one would be you can create up to 10,000 management groups are supported in their single Azure tenant. And also a management group tree can support up to 6 levels of the depth, not more than that. That is excluding your top level root level. And also for the other one would be the each management group and subscription can only support one parent, not more than that, because definitely these are the logical or technically it's or interlinked, so you cannot have one subscription to bind up with two management groups. So definitely only one can be moved because it's a one subscription and one billing would happen to you. And each management group can have a many children, definitely. And all subscriptions are or the management groups are within a single hierarchy in each directory. It means that either a subscription or a management group cannot be bound with more than one tenant or directory as your AD. So that concludes about management groups. I hope this is useful for you. Thank you for watching this.